What about that defense, right? And what do you know? Fourth quarter, one possession game, Embiid. That's his. I believe that was his sixth block. That's as good and clean a block over as good and high-flying a player in that situation as you're ever going to see in a regular season game. Then shortly after, James Harden dove for a loose ball and found Embiid for the dagger jam. It's a tight race in the Eastern Conference. Top three teams, Celtics, Bucks, and 76ers, of course, separated by 3 games. Philly got a good win over the Grizzlies. It's not going to get any easier, though. Philly has the toughest remaining schedule, according to ESPN Analytics. NBA analyst Tim Legler with me now. Tim, I got to tell you, the way I see Embiid, and Jokic for that matter, but especially Embiid, given the defense he also plays, and given the fact that he has really good teammates, as does Jokic, is if you can't win a championship with a guy like that playing the 5, that means that you just can't win a championship with a center, no matter how good is your best player anymore, right? Like, how much better can this guy play? It's clearly a huge win for the Sixers. Do you think the Sixers will challenge the Celtics and the Bucks for the East crown, though, or is it a 2-team race?
No, I don't think you can dismiss the Philadelphia that easily. Milwaukee and Boston have been the cream of the crop in the East this year. Boston looks like they've been the best team in the league this year. Both of those teams fully healthy. We expect to see meet in the conference finals. But Philadelphia deserves to be in this conversation. They've got enough talent, Max, to not just win the East. They've got enough talent to win it all. If you look at a team with Embiid, Harden, and then Tyrese Maxey as your third best player who is capable of being dominant offensively on any given night, and Tobias Harris as your fourth guy, and he played so well down the stretch in this game last night, that's enough talent to get it done. And they have this unique force in Embiid that you just pointed to. No, it defies logic to have that much power and that kind of shooting touch. It just doesn't seem to go together in the same body, yet there it is, and also the elite level rim protection. But it's going to fall in the lap of James Harden. He's going to have to be big when they need him to be big. He can't be average. He has to be great in certain spots, in big moments within series to help turn the series in his team's favor. That's what we're waiting to see, and that's why Philadelphia is going to be in the conversation until we get to that point and see if he can do that.
So LeBron said some days ago, Tim, that the final 23 games of this season were some of the most important regular season games of his career. Now, he only dropped 13 points last night, and he and AD were not efficient scoring either, but thanks to 25 points by new addition Malik Beasley, the Lakers beat the Warriors 124-111. Of course, the Warriors don't have Steph. Listen to AD on the Lakers' more balanced effort.
The pieces we added for defense, for offense, looks really good. I think we're playing well. We're clicking. Hopefully D-Lo, injury isn't, severe where he missed time, but, I think we got a, complete team where we're able to make a little run.
Can they make a run as currently constituted, do you think? Legs?
Well, let me ask you a question, Max. If you were Denver or you were Memphis, would you want to play a Laker team in the first round? Because think about what would have to happen for that to take place. Number one, you assume Denver and Memphis hold on to the 1 and 2. Lakers would have to play significantly better here over the last 20 games and then most likely win the play-in to get into that spot. And now you've got 2 teams at the top, and Denver's been the best team in the West. Make no mistake about it. But they haven't been to a final, so they haven't had a ton of playoff success. Memphis, same thing. They haven't even been to a conference final. And you want to get the Lakers with LeBron James looking the way he does physically, Anthony Davis, and now these pieces that they've added? It's a scary proposition, and that's why they're going to make this very interesting. I think the Beasley pickup is one of the most important of the entire trading deadline because of his ability to do what he did last night. Space the floor, knock down threes, and also, by the way, can get his own shot. He's more than just a spot-up guy. He can flat-out score, and he looks incredibly comfortable playing alongside a guy like LeBron. Like this early, and the pressure that's on this team with LeBron on it, and you come in and go 7 for 11 from the 3, and look that easy doing it. Malik Beasley's a big pickup. Russell's a big pickup. The Lakers are a team you're going to have to watch. As much as I hate to admit it, we're going to have to continue to talk about the Lakers probably the rest of the way. And that is a scary proposition for one of the teams I mentioned to have to play a team like that in the first round as your reward for being a 1 or 2 seed.
They should have never tried to reinvent the wheel with Russell Westbrook on a LeBron team. We all know what a LeBron team is going to look like if he's successful, what the supporting pieces will look like. This looks much more like that. And so what it comes down to, Legs, is will AD be healthy, right? No one talks about AD as a top 10 player anymore, primarily because he's only there for half the games. But on a per-game basis, when he's really healthy and on a roll, look, he outplayed Jokic, both ends of the floor in the bubble, and that's one of the reasons the Lakers won the championship. Yeah, if I was Denver, I would not want to see these guys in the first round, not at all. Newly acquired superstar Kevin Durant has begun scrimmaging with his new team, the Phoenix Suns, and I can't wait to see KD, Devin Booker, and CP3 on the court together, of course. Devin Booker, believe it or not, had nice things to say about his new teammate.
It's going to be a problem. Like I said, just less attention on each one of us. It makes it a lot easier. A lot of teams have one good defender or 2 good defenders, and now you're going to have to try to find, put them who you're going to put them on.
Man, Tim, I've always said it. KD, and this is not an insult, is the greatest complementary player in the history of basketball. By that I mean, he may not be the central gravitational force that like Larry Bird or Michael Jordan or LeBron James are, but you could say this about KD. Any team ever assembled, if you add him to that team, they get better. Immediately, day one, they get better. He doesn't need the ball. He effortlessly scores like the most efficient baskets ever from anywhere on the floor. He's 7 feet. He has handles. He's become a great passer. He's a great defender on every single position, right? Like, and more than this, Tim, guys like Devin Booker and Kyrie Irving, right? Like, they're okay deferring to KD because they see, the same kind of thing as them, game recognized game, only he's 7 feet tall. What would a title in Phoenix mean for KD's legacy, do you think, Tim?
I actually think it would be huge, Max, and I know he's a 2-time champion, he's a 2-time finals MVP, but this is where the differentiating factor comes in with this particular group. You're talking about going to a situation in a franchise that's never won it. And I know Phoenix was knocking on the door a couple of years ago, and they've been a top team in the West and in that discussion here for a few years, but they haven't won it. They haven't gotten it across the finish line. This isn't a ready-made winner and a team that's already won a championship like Golden State was when he went there. This is different. This is also a team that got blown out at home in a Game 7 last year. And now you go get Kevin Durant. So I said the same thing about LeBron, and I firmly believe this. In my opinion, the 1 title he got in Cleveland when he went back carried more weight than the 2 that he got down in Miami. And I feel the same way about Kevin Durant. The 1 he can get with Phoenix, if he's able to do it, will carry more weight than the 2 in terms of his legacy than the 2 he got in Golden State because of the nature of the franchise, their track record, their history, and their recent failures, including a year ago, that embarrassing Game 7 home court loss that they were never in. Kevin Durant can erase all of that. And if it doesn't happen this year, it's not a failure. He's got a few years to get this done because he, Booker, and Ayton are all locked up. So as long as he finishes in Phoenix with at least 1 title, it's going to be huge toward how we view him long term.
Quick, Tim, who's taking the last shot with the game on the line? Book or KD?
I think it's situational. It's situational. I don't think it's always the same guy, but I think you're running it through Kevin Durant.
I agree. There are 3 ways to win a title, by the way, that by my count, you can develop with a young, talented team. He tried that. They should have won 1. They never did. They had a good chance in 16. He and Westbrook did not play well down the stretch in games 6 and 7 in the fourth quarter. They couldn't get by Golden State. LeBron did. You can try to create your own thing, as LeBron did in Miami successfully, just like LeBron beat Golden State successfully, right? He couldn't do it in Brooklyn. He tried. He couldn't do it. Or you can join a team that already has an established culture and you can push them over the top. He didn't do that in Golden State because they won before and after he was there. He has a chance to do it in Phoenix. We see this exactly the same way. It is time for Max Value with our guy in Vegas, Joe Fortenbaugh. Joe, let's talk some NBA futures bets as the post-All-Star break in the NBA has begun. What NBA futures bet do you like?
The Lakers to make the play-in tournament is priced at -125. I like that to happen. That means you got to risk $125 to win 100. So let's do the conversion on -125. That implies a 55% chance of making the play-in. I think it's far greater than that, which is why I'm going to make this bet. They're only 1.5 games back of a play-in spot, and look at who's in front of them. Portland, Oklahoma City, Golden State. They don't need to get by all of them because Utah's up there too, and I think they're about to go into the tank and come flying down. This is a Lakers team that had a big problem with three-point shooting, 26th in the NBA. So they brought in Malik Beasley, and he's already shooting 41% from deep, and he was awesome last night against the Warriors. That is a big-time pickup for this organization.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.